At the same time, our physical relationship, our sex life became less frequent. It became unsatisfactory. Um, and so we'd have this cycle of me being, I would say, what's the matter with me? Why don't you want to make love? And I would confront him. He would resist it, but at some point he would be contrite and he would apologize and he would promise he would change. But within a week or two, he would slide back into his behavior of avoiding me. He would go to bed, and when he was in bed, I was not to bother him. So I was forced to go back to work, and because I did not find satisfaction or affirmation inside of our marriage, I began to look outside of our marriage and our home for affirmation, not for, sexual affirmation or emotional, but job performance. I became a superstar at work. Everybody thought that I was wonderful. And I went through some leadership programs. I eventually became an elected official. Um, and I really satisfied my needs for uh, affection and admiration by getting it outside of our family. But I kept all of this very private. I never told anyone what I was going through. First of all, if you're an elected official, you're not going to tell anybody anything because you need to be inspirational. You need to be able to be a leader. You can't have issues. But also, imagine trying to get elected if you have opponents who can use that for oppo research. So I didn't tell anybody because I felt so vulnerable. Over the years, Rich saw a few counselors, and frankly, they all put the blame mostly on me because I gained weight. Sometimes they would put the blame a little bit on him. I remember one counselor said, well, the problem is that when you watch TV, you're over here in your recliner and she's over there in hers. So I want you to get a love seat where you sit together and watch TV together, hold her hand, et cetera, et cetera. The guy was clueless. So I would ask him, go to the doctor, get your hormone levels tested, see if there's something there. And he would come back from the doctor and he'd say, there's nothing wrong with me. Well, that left me with nothing else to think, but it's my fault. And he wanted me to think that it was my fault. I didn't have a husband. I couldn't share anything with him. I had no emotional connection with him. We were roommates.